space. Thank you for tuning into this moment right now together. I invite you to take a deep breath in. We're going to be activating our sonic portals. I am TASHKA, an audio alchemist, a sound sorceress. I work with the magic of vibration. Each of us is an instrument, and every day our job is to tune ourselves. When we have a morning practice, a daily practice, a practice that we can drop into at any moment in any time, then we are able to access and connect in with our highest resonance. When our instrument is out of tune, we cannot play our strings, our melody properly with the world. And when we are in tune, that is when we carry further than just ourselves. Because when something resonates, it goes beyond this bell. When we ourselves are blocked in our energy, and these blockages come from a lifetime of inherited trauma and experiences and unknowingness, as well as daily unconsciousness, where we're not in awareness and connection fully with our body, our instrument. So if we are here in this lifetime to be part of the universe all song, then our greatest gift to the world is to come back to tuning ourselves so that we can resonate collectively. My passion in this lifetime that I have found and come into alignment with is to bring that harmony across the planet. And in fact, it's not just harmony, because the dissonance is important too. Just like the global planets rotating around in our solar system, which is akin to the intervals of notes. This whole talks on this alone, which is why we're in the universe all song. Every time a planet rotates around the sun, and the speed at which it does that creates a distance of rhythm, of timing from the sun and the planetary grid. And each one of them has a different distance and timing. And those distance and timings together create the vibration that creates that dance that we all are in on a planetary galactic level. And right now, as you are tuning into this live, we are entering the Lionsgate Portal. We are moving through it. We are in the space of the Sirius star system aligning with the pyramids, with this opening of the sun coming through the light into our own divinity. And whatever time it is you listen to this, it doesn't matter, because this big dance of these intervals of these planetary systems, this harmonic and dissonance, these oscillations of life are just the essence of being alive, the essence of being a vibrating being in this universe. So wherever the song is at, we simply must play our tune and find our soul song, our sound signature. So today we are going to do that. We're going to play around with moving sound and energy through our bodies. And just like this bell as an example, when we are blocked with this trauma, with this unconsciousness, with these things that build up with no way of moving through, then we, as we try to sing and sound our song in every day, are blocked, are numbed out. And as we clear and start to move away some of those blockages, we're able to resonate a little further if we keep consistent with our practice, which is what we are all moving into more fully as a collective at the moment, is this honoring honoring of being in key, of being in sync, of being in alignment, knowing that this is our greatest gift we can offer the world. Because when we do move all those blockages out of the way, we become clear, we become resonant, we amplify our impact in the world and with each other, just by being who we are in each moment every day. We can play with our sound. Now let's move into this. What we're going to do is we're going to look at methods for playing with our sound, and then we're going to do it together and just resonate and enjoy and align. The first thing we must do is we cannot sit there and sing and sound out fully, purely, wholly, easily if we are really blocked and there's stuff that wants to be seen, wants to be heard, wants to come through. So whether you want to get up and move around, which is also fine, and you're welcome to look into the practices that I guide people with the voice dance classes, because it's very activated from the moment you log on. There's a deep immersion. We go through each chakra in the body, each body part, each hotspot of cells. Each of them is fused with an ancient modality like breathwork, like meridians and touch and Reiki, like visualization and meditation. And each of them is fused with a vocal technique, like our dynamics, our push-pull, our larynx. You get to journey through all this. And right now we're going to touch on some things. If you want to go deeper, if you feel like this is calling you, then connect with me. Otherwise, enjoy. And I'm so grateful that we are here sharing this moment together. And I'm so grateful that we get to resonate. So, if you feel like moving around, if there's stuff, sometimes there's stuff in there, right? Sometimes it's a bit intense. I want to get our tongue out, shake our hands, let our breath free. Be free and expressive with what is in there. No judgment, no holding back. If there's tension in your shoulders, or your back, or any muscles, or your legs, just using the power of touch, massage, pressure points to connect with any of those tension points. Bring attention to your tension and using the sound to let it free. As we use the sound to let it free, I encourage you to really drop into the space of being in honor with self, of as if you were your own sacred divine partner, massaging or giving or gifting that beautiful energy to you, and you as the sacred receiver, allowing and fully dropping in and surrendering to that. The more that we can do this with ourselves, the more that we can be in that with another. So really see what comes up and is in the way if you have trouble really gifting that love to yourself, because this is the path to becoming in full divinity of your sacred union and full self-love. For those of you that are already there, just go through and use this moment right now to just start to untangle the tensions, as if your instrument is just getting tuned up by just making that string just that little bit more sharp or flat, just to get it right in its spot with the other strings. So that the aim is your whole body Your whole body is as one. There is no one part of you that is taking up more responsibility than any other part. The moment one part has too much pressure on it, too much responsibility, it is slightly separated or numbed from the whole. So the aim of this is to bring whatever needs to happen to bring that fullness of allness. So if it's like releasing a muscle, give it to it, love it. And I encourage you with the sound. We are here to make sound, but let's just drop into that for a second. When we make sound, we're releasing these incredible molecules in the body, nitric oxide. This is just some scientific benefits just to help for those who have that mental mind that need to know, which I love. I love fusing the science and the spirit. It is all one anyway, and I love when they catch up to each other, yeah? So this nitric oxide is opening our blood vessels and capillaries and helping us circulate better. It's lowering our blood pressure. It's also stimulating our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest, so that we are stopping that fight and flight response. If we're in any state of anxiety, longer out breaths and longer sounding of the out breath will create that parasympathetic response mechanism in the body where it just starts to relax. So breathing in and feeling that for a second. Making a long out breath with sound and knowing that long out breath of sound is just putting these beautiful molecules in your body. It's so beautiful that we have medicine. We are the medicine, that we've lost connection to these ancient ways, this ancient wisdom. All these ancient modalities connect into the truth that is already innate within us. And we are tapping into this more and more now, back at this point in history, to what is already accessible, the codes within. Every time you let out that long sound, keep letting out long sounds while you're listening, breathing in, filling up. They don't have to sound orgasmic or beautiful. You can make them sound grumbly and there's stuff in there. Just fully accept and honor where you're at. It doesn't have to sound beautiful. It's not meant to sound like anything. It is a release. This is the purge and release, which is really important to clear the vessel. So some other things that happen with this is that this vibration when we make sound is also releasing endorphins, the feel good, and the oxytocin, the connection and the love. So if you want to feel a dropping of your anxiety and more love and connection and feeling good and vibrant and an ecstatic state in your life, moan a lot, sigh a lot, hum. I walk around humming all the time. It helps us digest, it helps us regulate our sleep. There's so many benefits. And finally, the vagus nerve, which connects to the back and the top of our neck, the bottom of our brain, all the way through the rest of our body to our other organs, down all the way to our genitals. So it's like the top and the bottom, the top of the tree, the bottom of its roots. We are this ganglion mesh of beautiful points that the resonations move through. And what I've been finding, what we're going to play with here, is how to shift with our vibration, our resonance, different points that we're actually like lightning bolts of meridians, able to stimulate and move through. Imagine, when you see that like scientific, like the neuron pathways lighting up through your brain, that particular pathway, we are able to do that with the sound, sending those signals, that signal path of energy through the body. And it's really a case of, sure, study it, but trust, listen. There's been so much disconnection to listening to our own inner voice, our own inner compass, that this is actually really the main epidemic, the main pandemic of our society. So I encourage you can pick certain notes for certain chakras and body parts according to what has been told to you on Google or whatever. we are moving, non-sedentary being. Our instrument wants to play different songs, and every day different things come up. So I encourage you to listen to what frequency wants to come through. So we're going to do that now. So once you're feeling like you've gotten any spots, even as you're listening, you feel another spot of tension. So I'm obviously always coming back here for me. So I encourage you now. I'm going to play a little bit. There's a few things that we need to cover to sing well or easily for it to be flowing. We want to make sure that we have, like a car with the accelerator pedal pushing the power, our stomach drives the pressure of our sound so that our vocal folds are connecting. We can make it even with our mouth closed. Can you hum? See, we can make vibration without having to open our mouth and sing. And what we want to do is feel like we can get the whole range of our pitch. Sliding all the way down our body, all the way down our frequency spectrum, without having any issues, so that we're using our stomach, our accelerator pedal, to pump the power through that vibration to make it easy. There's a beautiful little bird playing outside. I love it when the birds come with the sound. All right, so again, if you want to learn these techniques properly, come to my classes, because we can spend a whole lesson on that mechanism alone to get it properly. But I just want you to just be aware of supporting yourself, because we think about this is our base chakra, our base energy. This is how we come into the world. And now if we've got any trauma around feeling stability, feeling supported, any childhood stuff, we might have trouble supporting our breath, our sound with our breath. So just want to do a few breaths. So many things I want to share with you. So many things. Let's do a little bit of a connection to the breath, and we're going to connect to the 4 parts of breath: the in breath, the holding, the out breath, and the empty. We're going to breathe in for the count of 6, hold for the count of 6, out for the count of 6, and then be empty for 6. And I want you to pay attention when you do this. Make sure you start and end on the number 2. Don't just breathe all in on the first 3 counts. End on the number we end on. So you're pacing yourself. But pay attention to which one you found easy and which one you found hard. Because this is an insight on a spiritual connected level to our own consciousness, our own energetic relationship with life. So breathing in and out normally once. So breathing in now for 6. Now everything's out. And as you hold that breath now, make sure you are fluid for these 6 counts. Don't be holding and tight for 6. Just be fluid, move your shoulders. And now we breathe out for 6. And then now be comfortable with having no breath in your body and not freaking out, just being connected to the void for 6. Now you can breathe normally. We'll do it again. And then this time when you breathe in, you're really breathing up through your whole body, filling up with your belly first. I don't want you to fill up with your chest. This is shallow breathing. So much of the world has this shallow breathing where we're not actually fully connecting our breath to all the deeper organs of our body. So we want to really fill up with our belly first and our breath and our chest second. All right, so breathing in again for the count of, let's do 7. So breathe in and out normally once. Shake out anything that's in there. Enjoy it. Have fun. Let your inner child. Now breathing in for 7. Go. With your belly first. and chest at the very end. Now hold that and be comfortable. Roll your shoulders, feel just like okay in that fullness. Now out. And be in the void. So again, now you can breathe normally now. Notice which one you're easy or which one you're more hard with, because this will be the insight. So I find with students who are having trouble with the in-breath and getting that to pace and consistent all the way through the counts, it's just got more to do with us taking things in life and receiving and allowing ourselves to fully receive. If you had trouble being tense or really having that capacity held for that holding period, this is about our capacity to hold things, our capacity to be okay with all the fullness of what's happening in life, to withstand stuff. Our out-breath is connected to our giving, to our expressing. Sometimes when people have a lot of trouble with expression or being heard or seen, or all of that stuff connected to putting ourselves out there, they may struggle more with a nice consistent out-breath all the way through those counts. It might be jagged, or they run out too quickly, or they burst out at the start, or there's all sorts of things. And then the empty, the void at the end is about the trust. Being able to trust in ourself, in the universe, in the emptiness, in the void of nothingness. So these things can help us have insight into ourself, which also connects to our voice. Our voice is so intrinsically connected to our body, our being, ourself on a spiritual level. And each part of those breaths have a beginning, middle, and end. The way we begin them, the way we sustain it, and the way we end, just the in-breath, just the holding, just the out-breath, and just the empty. So that again, I'm rushing through or just touching on something that I can spend a whole lesson with people. But let that be an insight into yourself, because when we do this for healing, that whole mechanism and process is really important. So if I breathe in and want to do now some sounding, I can notice, do I rush with my in-breath, and can I breathe in as slow as possible and really receive to every part of my being, every bit of it, with this big in-breath. And when I do that, because I usually like to lie down when I'm doing a full self-tuning process, I like to lie down so I'm so relaxed I can feel any part of tension in the last part of my body that goes into restrictiveness to fill up with that fullness of my breath. And then from there, I use that last bit of tension that I can feel, that only part of me that's like a little bit when I'm the fullest of my breath, to release that bit with my out breath. So I want you to be doing this too. Start paying attention when you breathe in fully, and find where your tension is. Breathe in is so big that you know where your body is tense, and you're going to release that tension in your long, sustained sound. And notice, as you do your long, sustained sound, how you release that part of your body, what other parts come in to release with it. As you get to the I want you to push that breath, that sound as long as you can, and as you get to the end of that sound, where in your body tenses to keep making that sound. Because all of this is showing you which part of you isn't fully resonant with the whole, and the more you can come into releasing that and bringing it back to source, back to self, back to all, you become in surrender. And this is where we get to reach, once we are in full surrender of all our body parts. And surrender is super is highest, super or highest, and render is to melt into. So to melt into that which is super or higher than ourselves. So when we fully surrender, we are in this ecstatic bliss state, and we can becoming amplified and we reach our superpower energies, right? We can walk around in this bliss state. So breathing in and feeling all the capacity of your body and your being. And as you breathe in, what part is still tense in your body? Breathe into that bit, stretch it as much as possible. And then as you come out, your out breath is releasing from that point, and you're going as long as you can and noticing where in your body still holds to make this long sound. And as you are finishing that sound, you kind of rotate and move your body to release into it. So it's like a dog or a cat being scratched in the right spot. Like the sound is helping you just let go of that part of your body, right? As you make the sound too, now with this next one, I want to invite us all to drop into a center channel to feel connected from as we breathe in, bringing up the earth energy, and as we sound out, bringing through the divine allness. And so you become, as you make the sound, this full channel, and you go into this timelessness space. Are we ready? Breathing in again. We've been opening to a spot in our body that the tension is and bringing it into surrender with the all. Now what we can also do is pinpoint it into specific parts or chakras of our body. So I've got a lot to explain here. So I really invite you, if you want to go deeper, connect with me. There should be connection and links with this video. But as I'm only just touching on a few things here, when I do this practice to self-tune, I work through each chakra, each hot spot of cellular energy of my body. And I'll tune that chakra with a sound and feel what's going on in my body. Feel what comes up in my consciousness. Feel what people's energy wants to come in, and what my aim is to become clear without any of these outside interruptions. But I notice when something wants to come in, I let that be noted. I let it be seen because I know it's connected to that part of my body. I might be working with my heart chakra, and then a thought might come in, or a responsibility in my shoulders where I'm tensing a bit. And so I recognize, I acknowledge, and with love, let it go. So we're moving on many levels and layers here. This goes very, very deep, and again, I'm only touching so basically on this magician powers, where we're using music to create this magical field in our lives, yeah? So again, I want you to now pick a part of your body. So we're not going to move through the whole chakra channel. We're going to just pick which area of our body we would like to work on. And as a little bit of an example, if you feel like you need more stability in your life and to feel stronger and supported, you want to have the sense of I'm okay with everything that's happening, I'm abundant, I'm supported by the universe, by people around me, by myself, then you might want to draw in energy into your base chakra, that center tail of your spine, and you might want to visualize it as beautiful red gem or flower opening as you create the sound, and just seeing this, or sphere of energy, or whatever visualization wants to come to you, and seeing that energy circulate through your whole body. If you feel like you need to work on your sacral chakra, your sensuality, your flow, your yes and your no, your childlike innocence and your freedom and that essence, then you might want to bring that visualization here and you can choose orange. You don't have to choose the color assigned to that chakra, by the way. Again, trust your own intuition. If you're feeling this solar plexus, this rhythmic sort of push and flow of being on time and aligned. This is where we digest things. This is where we have our gut feelings. This is where we have our will to act. Then you might want to do the bright yellow sphere here. If you're wanting to connect deeper on your heart level, an opening or feeling resonance and figure eight, infinity, give and take flow in your life, then you want to breathe this beautiful green or pink heart chakra energy. Throat chakra, which is what we are doing through just activating this in general, but maybe you want to focus on that area of your body, bringing more expression, more being in your truth and speaking up and being able to articulate and be met in those areas. Also to do with our listening as well and hearing what's the right thing that needs to come in. And our third eye, being able to be in tune with our intuition and trusting what comes through, and also how we visualize life and perceive things. If we need work there, we might want to focus our sound into that area of our body, or our crown, our alignment to it all and connection to spirit. And wherever you choose to put this energy, really allow yourself to bring those tools, those other ancient tools, our breath, our touch, our sound, our movement, our intention, our visualization, our timing to that part. So for example, if you're working with your throat chakra, give it a big massage and touch it and allow it to receive that love again as if you're in divine union with yourself. Really connect with that part of your body if you feel so with your sound, or maybe you're just very still and internal. Trust whatever is being called forth for you. So, as we do this, listening to what calls you, breathing in and sounding out. Another whole lesson I can go into with you is about how to move the resonance inside our mouth. But for now, without going into super great detail on that, we can play with our tongue. La 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 la, you'll say some really reallys and yooies inside your mouth, and try to do it with your lips not doing the sound, not doing the movement. So maybe just make a ooh sound with your lips. And then allow your tongue to do those realies and yuris and all that stuff inside your mouth, and just feel. And I'll do it fast and then I'll do it slow, and I want you to have a go of it and just feel as you do that. When we become in channel with our whole body, the vessel responds differently to those slight different shifts of frequency in our mouth, and we're able to direct that lineage of sound, that meridian channel, that signal path, like song lines through our own body. So you hear it all moving around, and it's very obvious sometimes on different pitches. When we hit like that right pitch, you'll get harmonics as well. Have a little go at that for a moment. Just see what happens when you just let your lips, in fact, if you're having trouble, just give your face a massage and loosen it up. Oh, wow. Let your inner child come out and have a play. Loosen up your face. You should do this anyway, because this is all we need to get the blood flow to to our mouths, just like we need to get the blood flow to our genitals when we want to feel our beautiful orgasmic energy. And it takes time to really get that space to honor it. It's similar up as below, so above. You know, we want to really get this blood flowing. Wow. Do some wow, wows. Do some trills, some bubbles. These are really good because if you go really long, you'll feel your stomach has to tense to keep going. So we're showing ourselves that right mechanism of using this accelerator pedal to push and sustain our sound. Okay, so we're going to breathe in again once you've done a few of those silly sounds, and you're going to choose that part of your body again that you want to direct the energy to, and you're going to play with the resonance inside your mouth to see if we can really feel, even on a visualizing sense, how that is interacting with that space inside our body a little bit more, okay? So breathing in. Finally, the last thing I really want to bring to this particular transmission, for us to be in full spirit singing and connecting with that activation of sound and tuning ourselves as an instrument, is to play with the sound, the external energy field around us. You'll notice that I use my hands a lot, and I've withheld a little bit because I didn't want to get ahead of myself, but now I'm going to allow myself to be fully free with it. But moving our hands with the sound energy helps to also navigate the frequency. So we are playing with it internally and externally. It's like it flowers and blooms out. Fill up with that juicy goodness of breath, all of your body up. Now playing with hands, you can actually use that resonance frequency movement of your tongue inside your mouth to move the energy and to work with it. For those who are more already connected to their healing abilities and modalities, this is a beautiful way to really move that energy. For me, as I start to feel that channel in my body surrender to that bigger channel, I start to see visions and get directives or messages for what to do as I'm playing with that energy. For example, I first was moving it within my own body. There's a lot of heart to throat energy for myself at the moment. I'm feeling this movement, this connection between these two. And then what I'm doing with my hand is it starts to talk to me. The energy, it starts to say, I want you to send this out to the world or different situations or people. Sometimes it's moving with it around me. So starting to allow yourself to play with that. We need you on this planet at this time. You watching right now. You know this calls you. That pain, that trauma, that sticky, stucky energy, we pull it through and move it. We thank it. We thank it for what it has showed us. Thank you for bringing us on track right now, for bringing us into purpose right now. Out of our bodies. All those conflicts of the past are being reset. This is the new chapter. This is now when we create the future, the destiny that is our purpose, our destiny, our calling to step into right now. Whatever is calling you, you do not need to question it anymore. It is coming. It is here. We are all bringing this through together. Embrace each other. Trust. Thank the conflicts that we have and meet them with love. This is how we grow. You are an instrument. You are part of this song. Love yourself. Give to yourself. Thank you.